to anchor the skies to the land, to cradle the life, human and non-human the same, to heart a mystical and an ancient body, to humble, to lend a hand if needs be, just to be, a monument, a memorial, a testament, and a reminder to the dwellers of my body, my bodies, human and non-human the same. Generations after generations, to womb them at times of catastrophe and to rebirth them when it's time, to be the Kurdistan's Zagros Mountains, to be home. The myth starts with the creation of the mountain. As rising to the sky with might and pride, she says to the Creator, I see beyond the horizon now, where the sun sets and rises. That makes me feel lonely. The Creator hears her plea and blesses her with a womb to bear children, the Kurds. They will be your friends, and you to them, for as long as this earth lives and the sky homes the sun, the moon, and the stars, the Creator whispers to her ear. When a myth is told for generations, it will become a truth, a shared one that tends to a nation's generational wounds, to their suffering and their happiness. Mountain is the core defining story of my people. It is as sacred as it is essential. It is as monumental as it is vital. It is our lives and our shared truth. It is where we go in both despair and joy. This piece is a conversation with the mountain, a love note, and an adoration, and a conversation with the people, my people. It is now known to the world the famous Kurdish proverb, no friend but mountains. This land art is a conversation reflecting on the people's understanding of themselves and their environment and their history. Each person crossing the piece will see themselves and the mountains blended and reflected thousands of times into many fractional and simultaneously wholeness images. This piece is located high up close to the tip of the mountain, up from the new village of Hawraman Takht in Kurdistan, between the Hawraman fort and the city, and above the Sirwan River Valley. The piece is visible from the Pir Shalyar area, where the Pir Shalyar ceremony is held in Hawraman, the 40th day of winter every year. The 4 feet wide and 16 feet high wall of traditional mirror work patterned with Gerehe Charlenge or four-legged knot. This pattern signifies the 4 regions of Kurdistan, Rojhelat, Rojava, Bashur, and Bakur, which in Kurdish means east, west, south, and north. The work is a grid of 5 by 25 tiles, each tile made out of 40 smaller pieces of mirror. The sculpture is up against the stone wall of the ruins of the ancient village. The dry stone work taken and carved from the very same mountains have been the architectural material of the region for millennia. A system of stair vertical building in which the roof of one's neighbor is another's yard. A mode of coexistence that speaks to the deep connection of the people inhabiting the mountains of Kurdistan. One always tends and keeps a good care of the neighbor's roof from leaks and corrosion, a tradition that dates back for thousands of years as this is one of the oldest human settlements in the entire region, dating back to tens of thousands of years according to archaeologists. Such aesthetics continues in Hawraman Kurdish singing, Siyachamana or Hora, in which a duet is conducted in a manner that the last verse of the poem, as one singer sings, is overlapped and continued by the others seamlessly. This mode creates a rhythmic and stairs-like style mimicking the architectural structure of the village and the environment. This piece is a testament to the deep-rooted symbiotic relationship between the human and the mountains running down from the bottom of this well-known tree to the people of the city like a waterfall. This type of tree is special to these mountains, which in Kurdish is called Darwan or Qaswan. It is listed as a type of Pistachia atlantica. This kind of tree bears a fruit which is widely used in medicine and for food, such as creating a type of thick yogurt or in kefir drinks, and a spice in certain foods. When the fruit dries, it almost has wood-like quality, and it is used to create beads that are used widely in the region for tasbih making. Anywhere in Kurdistan, this type of tree is well taken care of for its sap. It grows wild. The sap of this tree is used in traditional medicine as an anti-inflammatory, as well as creating organic gum, which as a child I always looked forward to pass by the street sellers who sold them in colorful wraps. The mountains bear a large resort of water rushing out naturally, filling up the Sirwan River, which eventually flows into the Tigris. One of these springs is called Kanibil, or Bill Spring, which shoots the spring water off the mountainous rocks up to 15 feet, forming a waterfall, and the shortest river in the world, which immediately joins the Sirwan. The sculpture mimics the dynamics of the spring and many similar ones in the region. The heart of a mountain speaks to the mysteries, myths, realities, and history of Hawraman and Kurdistan. While forming a contrast to its surroundings, it follows the spirit of the springs piercing through the rocks, rumbling down to the valleys and forming life on their wake. While the sculpture engages with the surroundings in a physical way, the larger dialogue is with the invisible. As heated, it became the genocidal campaign of Saddam Hussein with chemical bombing of the Kurds. It was not the intervention of the world, but just these mountains who saved many of us. They have been our shield and the safe haven in the skies. I have countless memories of scrambling my way up, running from air raids and bombs with my parents like many other people. It always became an excuse for reconnection, and always someone started singing Kurdish songs for the rest to dance. Yes, we dance even in tragedy. The Kurdish dance is a form of resistance, a reassurance, a bodily practice of life, a physical choreography of autonomy, a praxis of affirmation of interpersonal and community connection, a form of expression that our fate is bonded, a rioting way to see life even in the face of death and destruction. That is how the mountain kept us safe. A campfire and a tea was always there to light up the mood. Watching Kurdish women in colorful dresses across the growing vegetation on the mountains, doing chores, tending to plants, or harvesting in season herbs is heartwarming. It means the knowledge of living, the way of life, is being passed down to the next generation. The spangled dresses, each with thousands of flickering, colored mirrors, are a scene of magic when Kurds go out to celebrate the very newly arrived spring. This is what this sculpture holds dear to its core. Back to the proverb of no friend but mountains. The work reflects the audience's scattering image in countless ways merging the person with the surroundings and breaking the sense of isolation and friendlessness. That as much as we are shaped by them, the mountains are also shaped by us. Keep them safe and conduct ourselves in a way that the ecosystem is kept safe and the water bodies stay clean and the non-human element also feels safe here. The work also engages with the current and contemporary heartbreak for the Kurds in Iran, the issue of kolbars, one who carries good on their back, that's what it means, who are rented bodies carrying goods across the border for virtually minimum wage. Men and sometimes women from various age groups carry heavy loads of goods crossing the border of Iran to Iraq through unimaginable terrain in the heat of summer and bone chilling cold of the mountains in the winter. This is all a symptom of the economic challenges of my people struggling to put food on their tables and risk their lives for a minimum wage. The kolbars are commissioned like a vehicle. Normally, they carry the goods for the rich traders who then load the goods and take them to malls in large cities. AC units, TVs, tires that are rare in Iran, luxury items, whatever you want, whatever you need. It is a business built on a diseased economy of Iran for the pleasure of the rich, a job that is accompanied by being shot and killed by border patrol, falling off the cliffs, or freezing to death. This work also exists on a difficult terrain to remind us of the sanctity of life, that the lives lost to this unfortunate tragedy and economic hardship are alive in the collective memories of our people, that their lives matter, the Kolbars' lives matter, Kurdish lives matter. The Heart of a Mountain is a temporary land art with the local people in mind as the main audience to remind them of the magical land and the beauty of the environment, reminding them that the beloved mountains across the Kurdistan are nothing short of miracle. That they, as the people of these lands, are as important as those living in the capital and major cities who are surrounded by art museums, galleries, theater, and cultural houses. That if the institutions can't or would not want to reach them, the art itself can, since the artist is a product of these mountains as well. This is the most important and central aspect of the work, installing an art piece with the highest possible quality and in the most delicate way, in a manner that the artist would install and create a piece for a major museum. The work likes to remind its audience, its creator, and the collaborators that art is also essential for the advancement of the socio-cultural dialogues in Kurdistan, with virtually no to little access to art, especially visual art, for millions of people. There have been major efforts by the Kurds to keep Kurdish literature and cinema going forward, thanks to the relentless efforts of Kurdish writers and movie makers. With no meaningful institutional support, the visual art has been somewhat left out even more. This is mostly due to difficulty of access and financial means, plus virtually no interest amongst the highly centralized art institutions to reach the unprivileged. The central idea of this work has been to involve the local people into the creation of the work, employ locally, source locally, and generate a sense of belonging. From the start, the goal has been focusing on ways in which the public takes the stewardship role for the work and see it as theirs in the absence of any institutions who could facilitate the outreach. The work has been only possible by the help of the project's crew, local art enthusiasts, and the people to create such dialogue between the public and the artwork.